All right. Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to our discussion for the first module for HCI 101 Interaction Design. Okay, so here we will talk about the the following topics. First, we will discuss the introduction on human-computer interface, and after that, we will discuss the good and poor design of certain product or a certain example. Now we will going to compare two uh, example of interface, and we will look out for the good and poor things about the design of those examples. And next, we will discuss what is interaction design. All right. And next will be the user experience and understanding the users. And we will also talk about the accessibility and inclusiveness and the usability and user experience goals. And some of the topics here will be uh, discussed in the next module or in the next uh, video recorded lesson. Okay, so for this module, here are the objectives that we are going to accomplish, no, hopefully. Number one is to explain the difference between good and poor interaction design. And second is to describe what interaction design is and how it relates to human computer interaction and to other fields. Okay. So next, uh, after this chapter, you'll be able to explain the relationship between the user experience and the usability. And next uh, is for you to introduce what is meant by accessibility and inclusiveness in relation to human computer interaction. And for the next one, you will be able to describe what and who are involved, in the process of interaction design. And last but not the least, you'll be able to evaluate an interactive product and explain what is good and bad about it in terms of the goals and core principles of interaction design. Okay, so let's start. All right, so what is interaction design? No? But before we really talk about the topic, let me ask you first a question. How many interactive products are there in everyday use? No? Think for a minute about what you use in a typical day and how usable they are. Okay, for a minute. Do you have any in mind? No? You may actually pause this video, if once you are uh, thinking, for an answer for this question. For now, we will proceed. Okay, so here are some examples that you encounter, in your typical day. Might be you have encountered a smartphone, tablet, computer, laptop, remote control, vending machine, coffee machine, printer, GPS, e-reader, smart TV, no, alarm clock. You may also encounter a smartwatch, 'di ba? Pwede po radio and even game consoles. No, those are examples that we might encounter in our daily lives. And the list is endless actually, no? Now you might think for a minute, no, how usable they are, no? How many are actually easy, effortless, and uh, enjoyable, di ba? Pipila man sa inyong answer ani ang nakita ninyo nga dali lang gamiton, no? Ah, naaba po'y mga design or interactive product nga enjoyable gamiton, no, nga you use for entertainment, no. I think some of you are using your mobile phone, not just for online games but also you're using it in your online class, 'di ba? And some like iPad are enjoyable to use, no? Murag gyapon na siya mobile phone, no? Where you can just tap and flick, no, to those flick to those apps, and also enjoyable siya kay you can use the camera, no, you can edit photos, you can listen to music and so on. Now others like working out how to buy the cheapest train ticket, no, from a ticket machine or even in vending machine if you encountered one. And sometimes there are moments nga you are having a hard time configuring how to use those machine, di ba? Especially if first time mo nagamit or first time mo makagamit ana nga machine, di ba? So some can be very frustrating, no? Some can be very annoying, no? Na natay mga term ana or very confusing to use, especially if wala ta or nalibog ta sa instructions. And there are difference. Now, why is there a difference? No, I think maybe you are thinking, sir, murag para sa kuha pare-parehas naman na sila og kanang functions, pares-pares naman na sila og objective. But I guess naadyo difference. No, many products that require users to interact with them, such as smartphones and fitness trackers, they have been designed, no, with primarily the user in mind, no, kana bitong kanang gihuna-huna gyud sa designer unsa jud need sa user, and they are generally easy and enjoyable to use. Okay, so others, they are not necessarily, no, been designed with the user in mind. Rather, uh, ang purpose niya is maka-perform lang sa uh, function niya, no. O, for example, I don't know if you have a stove, no, katong electric na stove bitaw nga you have to enter a combination, no, of combination of button to press, no, which sometimes are not obvious as to which one to press, no, kay usahay libog, no, mo na yung mga example nga mga product nga the designer, the developer maka deliver lang sa function without the uh, user in mind. Okay, and according to Alan Cooper, he is a well-known user experience guru. No, actually kaning term nga user experience, although i-discuss nato ni later sa atong topic, this refers to profession. Okay, he bemoans the fact that much of today's software suffers from the same interaction errors that were around 20 years ago. Okay? So why is this still the case? No, given that interaction design has been in existence for more than 25 years and that there are far more user experience designers now in industry, no, than before, no, compare sa una mas daghan og UX designers karon nga why is this still the case ngano maka-experience man gihapon og kuan, no, nga ang user maka-experience gyapon sila og mga software errors that uh, errors that were around 20 years ago. No, unsa man nga mga errors? Okay, for example ani, no, kanina adere for example, he notes that many apps do not follow even the most basic of UX principles, such as offering an undo option. No, I don't know if you have encountered a software or a product or an application na kana bitang wala undo. No, ang nakalisod lang ana is that you weren't able to uh, change your mistakes. No, kung masayop ka, mao na gid to lisod kayo, no, if you want to correct your mistakes, you have to go back. Mura kag nag-edit ba og picture nga hapit ka mahuman din nasayop ka, and then wala undo button ang inyong apps. Your option to remove the mistake is to start over again with your work, no? Medyo kuan siya, medyo annoying siya, and that ana si Alan Cooper nga daghan nagsuffer ana. Not just the undo option nga wala siya na himong part sa design, no. Daghan pa jud kayog other designs nga nga wala gyud na uyunan sa mga user. And he claims that it is inexplicable and unforgivable that these violations continue to resurface in new products. No? Ang pag-design manggod sa products guys, dili lang basta-basta, no, dili lang basta nga makahimo lang, no, based sa imuhang standard, no, based sa imuha as a designer, no. Nakita nimo nga nindot lang color ana lang, dili ana natay gibasihan, no, natay convention or according to him naay ginatawag nga design principles nga gi-follow ang mga designer na dili lang basta-basta maka-design. Now, how can we correct or how can we rectify this situation so that the norm katukunong naandan is that all new products are designed to provide good user experiences. So, saan man nato ipag-correct para maka-provide kuno ta as a designer to the user with good user experiences. Now, to achieve this, we need to be able to understand how to reduce the negative aspect. No, dapat masabtan nato unsaon nato pag-reduce ang mga negative aspects sa product. Na unsa man mga negative aspects. Example ani frustration, annoyance, no, kana bitong na-experience, no, negative experience sa user, no. While ato ning gi-reduce, no, nasabtan nato unsaon pag-reduce sa negative aspect, dapat kabalta unsaon pud pag-enhance sa positive ones. Na example ani nga ang effectivity sa product, ang effectivity sa kuan sa or ang function niya is ma-deliver og maayo, and then entertainment, ma-enjoy ang user. Okay, so this entails developing interactive products that are easy, effective, and pleasurable to use from the user's perspective. Okay? All right, now let's talk about the good and poor design. Now, a central concern, no, pinaka concern sa interaction design is unsa man to develop and interactive products that are usable. So mao man jud ay pinaka objective jud sa interaction design nga maka-develop og interactive products nga usable, magamit jud, no? By this, we mean unsa man tong nga mga product. They are generally easy to learn. So easy to learn, effective to use, and provide an enjoyable user experience. Okay? So, ang pinakamaayo nga lugar nga para makasugod ta ani is that or a very good place, no, to start thinking about unsa i-design nato or how to design a usable interactive products is that we're going to compare examples. Okay? We're going to compare a well-designed product and a poorly designed ones, no? Through identifying the specific weaknesses, no? I-identify na tong weaknesses sa isa ka product and also the strengths of interactive products. Okay? And we can begin to understand, no? After ana, masabtan na to. Unsay meaning, no? For something to be usable or not, no? Kung magamit ba or dili, no? Oh, now here we are going to describe two examples of poorly designed products and that have uh, persisted, no, over the years. We have the voicemail system, no? The voicemail system and the ubiquitous remote control, no? Ang voicemail system na iduha ka product atong compare, and later on we'll also look at another example called ubiquitous remote control or just remote control. And we're going to contrast this with two well-designed examples of the same products that perform the same function. Nata example sa voicemail system nga na ay daghan kaayong mga negative aspects, and we're going to look at on a specific voice system nga medyo arang-arang. Okay? Now here, okay, imagine the following scenario. Now you are staying at a hotel for a week while on a business trip, and you see a blinking red light on the landline phone beside the bed. So kanang landline phone, mao ni siya. So what you are seeing here on the screen, on the left side of the screen is called the example of landline phone. Kana siya. And so nakita nimo sa landline phone na there's a blinking red beside the bed. Okay, so you are not sure unsay but pasabot ato, so you pick up the handset, no? Punit nimo and you try to listen to the tone, and nag-beep lang siya. Okay, so you listen and then you heard a beep. Maybe para sa imo na message, okay, na nag-red man, and you thought there's a message. And to find out, no, unsaon pag paminaw sa message, how to access the message, you have to you have to read a set of instructions next to the phone. Okay, so gusto ka makabalo unsay message, and you start to read the instructions. First instruction given is to touch number 4 and 1. And what happened is, on the phone, the system responds. Yan ang system. You have reached the Sunny Hotel Voice Message Center. Please enter the room number for which you would like to leave a message. So, that's what you hear, no? But, ang imong gusto is you want to listen to a recorded message, not to asa man leave a message, no? Imong gusto man nga mahitabo is to listen to any messages ug naa ba, but walay further instruction nga gihatag kato lang. And you look down again at the instruction sheet and read. So pagbasa nimo, may nakabutang dito, touch asterisk. So na asterisk button dito, and then your room number and the hashtag sign. Okay, so mo na imong gipindot, and then yan ang system na pod. You have reached the mailbox for room 106. To leave a message, type in your password. And for the second time, dili na pod mao ang instruction sa gusto nimo buhaton. So you type in the room number again and the system. Okay, gusto man ka maminaw, gitry nimo. So i-enter nimong room number, and then yan ang system. Please enter the room number again and then your password. So buhat, gi-enter nimo ang room number. Since you don't know the password, unsa may kuha na to, kanang murag initial nga reaction or initial nga una-una unsa kay password, no, 1 2 3 4 na lang siguro ako ibutang. But in this case, you thought it was the same as your room number. So room number nimo gi-enter, and then you enter again the password, pero may password room number. Pero dili day mao, no? So at this point, you give up. So imong gibuhat wala na lang ka, and then you call the front desk for help. So the person at the desk explains the correct procedure for listening the message. So gi-explain na po dayon sa front desk unsay dapat buhaton. So unsay buhaton? This involves in typing in at the appropriate times ang room number and the extension number. So you type in the room number and the extension number of the phone, which is ang extension number dai is your password, no, which is different from the room number. So moreover, it takes 6 steps to access a message and then you give up. Now, what is problematic with this voice mail system? So unsa may problema ani? Unsa may nakita ninyo na problema, 'di ba? First, it is infuriating. So makalagot kaayo. No, given nga dili klaro ang instruction, and then daghan pa jud kay buhaton, daghan kay steps. And then you ended up calling the front desk for help. Ikaduha, it is confusing. No, libog kaayo kay nagblink-blink ra dito ang telephone, wala in the first glance, wala man gali ka kabalo unsay buhaton, 'di ba? And it is inefficient, requiring you to carry out a number of steps for basic tasks. Kung gusto lang naman ka maminaw og message, and then pati pandaghana og steps nga buhaton, 'di ba? So, also it has no means of letting you know at a glance whether any messages have been left or how many there are. So wala kay idea in a glance paglantaw nimo sa phone, wala man lang kay idea whether nabay message nga gibilin, or if naa man pila ka buok, no, wala ka kabalo. And you have to pick up the handset to find out and then go through a series of steps to listen to them. So medyo kuti kayo. And lastly is that uh, it is not okay, it is not obvious, okay, what to do. So it is not obvious, ha? Dili siya obvious unsay buhaton, 'di ba? Since the instructions, they are provided partially by the system and partially by a card beside the phone. Medyo libog kay daghan kayog instruction, no? So mao na siya. So now, let's compare this one to the phone answering machine. Kani siya. So this is called a mobile answering machine by designed by Daryl Bishop. Okay, unsa may naaning marble answering machine. So in the illustration, it shows a small sketch of a phone answering machine, no? Incoming messages, ang mga message ko no nga imong nadawat, they are represented by these marbles. Kaning nakita ninyo nga marbles diri, that represents the message. And kung ang number sa marbles nga nakita ninyo that have moved into the pinball like shoot indicates the number of messages. So kung pila ka book marbles inyo nakita dira, like kaning green, na orange, na violet, no? And kaning isa nga punit, that indicates the number of messages also. And placing one of these marbles into a dent na diari sa taas baka, I think diari ni sa kilid, no? Kani siya. Ay, sorry. So, basta kana siya. No, kung ibutang ko no nimo ang iska marble dira, it causes the recorded message to play. So inigibutang nimo diara, diari pud sa pikas na bangag. So mo na siya, no? Kani siya. So kung ibutang ko nimo dira, a recorded message will play. So dropping the same marble into a different dent on the phone dials the caller who left the message. No, kung ibalhin ko na nimo ning butang kani diri sa taas, I think diari man to first. I think diari ikaduha second to send or to dial the caller or the person who left the message. O, di ba? Simple na kayo ang step. Okay, now, okay, so how does the marble answering machine differ from the voicemail system? So, mo yung difference ato. First is it uses familiar physical objects that indicate visually at a glance how many messages have been left. So paglantaw pa lang nimo daan ato, you will determine already kung pila ka message or naa ba message nga gibilin sa imo, 'di ba? That's the first. Second is aesthetically pleasing and enjoyable to use, 'di ba? So, ah sa kuan pa lang daan, sa iyang porma pa lang daan, and then the way how you perform the function, medyo different siya sa ganina, but this is much more enjoyable to use. Third is it requires only one step actions to perform core tasks. No? So, one step action lang. Kung gusto ko maminog message, you pick up a marble and then you place it on a dent near, and that you can listen to the recorded messages. If you want to dial the person who left you the message, so katura nga marble gihapon imo ang puniton, ibalhin nimo dito sa pikas nga buho, and then the phone will dial the uh, caller. So it is also simple but elegant design, and it offers less functionality and allows anyone to listen to any of the messages. Okay? So inana. So ang goal ani niya manggod sa design niya actually is one of one of the goal of the person who created this one is to design a messaging system that represented its basic functionality. So nakita man siguro ninyo at a glance mahibaw na unsay unsay purpose, no, in terms of the behavior, no, of everyday objects. So to para kuno mahimo ni niya, he capitalized on people's everyday knowledge of how the physical world works. Okay? So, na siya medyo kanang sito gani. Na siya uh, murag gigikanan sa design na siya uh, inspiration, no, sa iyang design, which is what we see in our daily lives, no, as everyday action, no, if picking a physical objects and putting it down in another place. So mo na uh, inspiration niya for this design. So this is an example, no, of an interactive product designed with the users in mind. So mo yung mga klase ng mga design with the users in mind. When we say users in mind, no, gi prioritize gyud daan, giplano gyud daan sa designer ug unsay needs sa user, and also the positive aspects of a design will be met. So the focus is on providing them with a pleasurable experience, no, but one that also makes efficient the activity of receiving messages. No, bisag simple lang kayo nga activity, malingaw gyapon ang user. However, It is important also to note that also that although the marble answering machine uh, mas elegante siya pag-abot sa design, but it would not be practical sa hotel na setting. Why? Ganun dili man siya practical sa hotel na setting. Now, one of the main reason is that it is not robust enough. No, dili siya kanang uh, sito gani kanang medyo reliable enough to be used in public places. Excuse. And uh, for instance, since hotel man ang setting, dili siya conducive no for hotel kay lahi-lahi man ang person nga mosulod no, wala ta kabalo i souvenir ang marble, so mawala siya, so mga misplaced or mawala ang marbles nga gamiton kay maibot-ibot ra man siya didto. Also the need to identify the user before allowing the messages to be played, no? Kana bitawng kinsa juday gisendan sa message. What if lahi ang mo gamit niya niya, delete to siya para sa iyaha nga message. So medyo nalang po siya part nga dili siya practical, no? So when considering the design of an interactive product, it is important to consider asa siya gamiton o kinsa ang mogamit. Okay? Asa siya gamiton, where is it going to be used, and who is going to use it. So, sa marble answering machine na tong example, I think it would be more suitable sa home nga setting, not sa hotel. No? Provided nga your home where wala siya dagang bata nga pwede gamiton or pwede dulaan ng marbles. No, what if tunlo ni sa bata, di ba? So, medyo dangerous siya. So, mo po na isa nga i-consider. Okay? Alright, now next. So, let's talk about another example called a remote control. So, every home entertainment system, no, be it naba mo smart TV sa inyo ha, it might be a stereo system or sound system, it always comes with its own remote control. Bisan pag air condition na remote control, 'di ba? Unsa pa man mga appliances karon, almost all appliances already have a remote control. So each one is different in terms of how it looks and works. Kay lain-lain man jud nag-function ang remote control. So many have been designed with a dizzying array of small, multicolored, and double-labeled buttons. No, sa no kay kaning mga remote control basta lang ma-design nga makalipong kaayo ang mga design. And that often same not position uh, well to in relation to one another. So mo na mga mga apan lang. So many viewers, especially when sitting in their living rooms, they find it difficult not to locate the right ones or the right button or which button to click even for the simplest of tasks such as mag-pause, no, pausing lang or finding the main menu. So kana palang daan gali na ay times nga mali-mali nga button atong maklik, di ba? Even gali mag kanang sa cellphone ninyo kana mag-type mo sa kuan, mag-type mo sa letters usahay mamali pag inatog tuplok. How much more sa remote control nga daghan kaig buttons, and it can be especially frustrating, no? Katong especially sa katong mga edad-edaran nga they need to put on reading glasses each time na they are going to read the buttons. So the remote control appears to have been put together very much as an afterthought. No, dapat ti ay gina sa inani mga design sa product dapat gi consider pod ang users in mind. Giunahuna pod unta, no. So in contrast, what you see here in the presentation, no, is called a TiVo remote control with the user in mind. No, anong user naman joy with user in mind, sir? no? Unsa man ning TiVo? TiVo is a digital video recorder that was originally developed to enable the viewer to record TV shows. No? Aside sa remote, napod siya yung recorder para ma-record ang mga TV shows. So the remote control was designed with a large buttons. If you can see, na medyo na ay mga buttons ng mga enhance or mga dagko. And that were clearly labeled and logically arranged. No? Sakto kayo ang label and also they are arranged well, making them easy to locate and use in conjunction with in conjunction with the menu interface that appeared on the TV screen. So in terms of its physical form, nakita ninyo sa iyang porma, the remote device was designed to fit in the palm of a hand. So medyo gamay-gamay ra siya and it can be easily fit in the palm of a hand. So having a peanut shape, no, medyo unique po siya. And it also have or it also has a playful look and feel, 'di ba? Sa button pa lang daan niya, medyo colorful na, and then naa siya yung mga cartoon icons that are distinctive, making it easy to identify them. 'Di ba? Naman yung mga remote nga basta lang mapurma, 'di ba? And wala gi consider no kinsay mo gamit or asa gamiton. Okay, so how was it possible to create such a usable and appealing remote device where so many others have failed? No? Nganong posible man di ay nga maka-design og ginani? So, simple lang, TiVo invested the time and effort to follow a user-centered design process. So, naagid sila gi-follow nga proseso, which is called the user-centered design process, which I think this topic will be also discussed no later on. All right? So, mo ginagi lantaw nila, no? Na sila proseso nga gi-follow. And they did this by uh uh by unsa man by collecting no the feedbacks coming from the user, no, dili lang isa ka user but different ages, no, dahil lahi man jud ang mulantog TV and gikan sa bata padulong sa tiguang ila nang gi lantaw gipangkuan na nila og feedback, no, getting their feedback on everything, no, gikan sa feel sa device, no, what will be the feel of the device in the hand, and to where best to place the batteries, kung asa ibot ang batteries, and making easy to replace but not prone to falling out. Kaya na may uban nga inikahagbong sa remote, matangtang ang battery. No, medyo annoying po kayo siya. So, ingon na anak. So, that is how this type of design is possibly made. Okay? So, the question is, what to design? Unsa day dapat i-design? So designing an interactive products that requires considering who is going to be using them. Mo na pinakaunang nga pangutana, kinsa day mo gamit? Kinsa day mo gamit sa product or kinsa day kanang target market, 'di ba? And how they are going to be used? Unsaon paggamit sa product? Kinsa mo gamit and then how? Unsaon paggamit? And where they are going to be used? Asa sila gamiton? No, asa gamiton ang product? Mo na mga question nga i-consider, 'di ba? I want you to take note of this. And another key concern is to understand the kind of activities people are doing when interacting with these products. Okay? So, dapat tayo pud masabtan no unsa nga mga activities nga gibuhat sa tao, no, or activities people are doing the moment nga mogamit sila sa inyong product. Now, for example, uh, if the activity is kanang it enable the people to bank online, kanang mag gamit sila mga online application for banking, So may gina-consider ana. No, kung kana ang activity, then the interface that is secure, trustworthy, and easy to navigate is essential. So mo po na yung mga gina-consider, no? So in addition, an interface that allows the user to find out information about the new services offered by the bank without it being intrusive. Even ang remote control, no, asa man siya gamiton when mag-design tag ina nga product. So unsa activity sa tao, no, ang mogamit ana obviously, no, unsa man, and that type of example, that will be your quiz, no. Later I will show you what your quiz is, and I think na-announce na ako na siya. So let's proceed. Unsa pa man, di ba? uh there are so many ways, no, of designing, no, how users can interact with the system. No, for instance, uh okay, wait, so here are the things that I, no, just for a minute, no, I want you to uh think, no, for this now what you can currently do using digital technology. No, here are the things, no, when you're going to design a product. First to consider is what digital technology na pwede magamit inyong product, or what uh, what activity, or what will be the function of your of your product that you're going to design. Is it to send a message? Is it your design is, or product is to gather information? Is it to write essay, to control power plants, to program, to draw, to plan, unsa man, to calculate, no, daghan kaayo og purpose. Pwede pod to play games, no, just to name but a few. Now think about the types of interface. No, the second thing you're going to think about is the type of interfaces and interactive devices that are available. Now unsa man nga mga devices nga pwede nato gamitan, no? For example, multi-touch displays, you can actually use it through speech-based system, mga handheld nga devices like mobile phones, it can be wearables like smartwatch, and large interactive displays. Again, to name but a few. No? So there are also many ways of designing how users can interact with the system. So na po yung mga laing mga pamagi sa mga design where the user can interact with the system. For instance, using menus, using commands, using forms, using icons, using gestures, and so on. No? So those are things that you need to consider. No, even ever before the innovative uh, everyday artifacts are being creative, using novel materials, no, such as what you are seeing here in the presentation, no, kaning picture, unsa man ang naa sa picture, that is called an e-textiles wearables. Okay, so ang purpose ana is that it gives a signal, no, while if ug na kay bike, no, pwede nimo ni gamiton nga jacket, which is called e-textiles, which is developed by Leah Bushley. This is used kung kanang muliko mo, no, kung matubo mo right or matubo mo left, no, where your jacket can give signals to the person or to the drivers behind you. So makita nila kay usually ang bike wala man ay backlight, para sa motorcycle. So this will serve as a signal, no, sa makita sa likod kung asa padulong ang driver sa bike. Okay? So also, if you are familiar with IoT or the Internet of Things, no? What is this, by the way? Internet of Things now means that many products and sensors can be connected to each other via the internet, no, which enables them to talk to each other. No, popular nga IoT example is kana sa household IoT enabled products include smart heating and lighting and home security systems, which users can change the controls from an app on their phone, no, or check out who is knocking on their door via the doorbell webcam, no. Ang naanay mga appliances karon sa mga balay nga uh, which which is run through an internet of things enabled products, and pwede na makontrol using a phone, no, nanay application on your phone to control the internet access of of your home, the security, the webcam security or the CCTV, the air conditioner, and so on. So, na mga appliances nga pwede na i-link. So, that is the Internet of Things. No? Other apps that are being developed are meant to make life easier for people, like finding a car, parking space in busy areas. Okay? So, those are examples. And there are many more interfaces, no, for everyday consumer items such as cameras, microwave oven, toasters, and washing machines, which used to be physically and the realm of product design are now digitally based, no? Puro na digital tanan. And this is called consumer electronics. You can search for that term, by the way, no? Kanang term na consumer electronics. The So the move toward transforming human transactions into solely interface-based ones, no, has also introduced a new kind of customer interaction. No, for example, uh, kanang sa supermarket, no, naanay supermarket sa gawas na nanay self checkout sa grocery store. No nga wala nay cashier nga mag-atang, uh, kanang ang customer na lang ang mo check out sa ilang mga baligya. All they have to do is to scan their product and then tap their credit card to pay for the total grocery. 'Di ba? So mo na nay norm karon, no, where it is a common place for customers to check out their own goods, or even sa mga library like books, no, even airports, no, when you're they're going to buy tickets, or even when passengers checked in their own luggage, no, dili na need of security. All right, so a key question, no, for interaction design is this: now, how do you optimize the user's interaction with a system, environment, or product so that they support the user activities in effective, useful, usable, and pleasurable ways? Unsaon man pag-optimize, unsaon man pag-meet ato nga standard sa design, di ba? Now, here are the things that are involved. Now, first thing you're going to consider is when you're going to design is considering what people are good and bad at. Okay? These are the things or the principles in deciding which ones to make by basing them on an understanding of the users. Also, my first thing to consider is what people are good and bad at. So, lantawon gid nato unsay asa advantage, or unsay si tawag na unsay asa maayo ang tao or asa siya dili. Ikaduha is considering what might help people, no, with what they currently did, in with the way they currently do things, no. Unsa bay trabaho niya, unsa bay gibuhat niya, no, diha na to i-base, and thinking through what might provide quality user experience. So kanino gina-consider gini siya pirmi the quality user experiences. Again, makuha lang ni siya through customer feedbacks. So also listening to what people want and getting them involved in the design. So naadjud kay naadjud part nga maka suggest ang user, no, and you're going to listen to unsay mga need or unsay mga want nila. User is always involved in the design. And lastly is using user-centered techniques design or during the design process. So mo na siya. So those are the things that you have to consider also. Okay? So here is the activity which you're going to do on your own. So what is the best way to interact with a smart TV? Okay? So what is the best way to interact with a smart TV? Now, I want you to include features and discussion for that. Okay? What is the best way to interact with the smart TV? All right. So that ends our first part of our topic in chapter one. If you have any question, you may message or comment in the Google Classroom where I'm going to post this video lesson or this video lecture. All right. So that's all for now, and God bless.